Let's take this issue of air travel during the lockdown further. And of course, we know that government has mentioned that there are flights being arranged, especially for German citizens to Frankfurt, to Munich, those chartered flights being arranged. And then, of course, there are South Africans who are stranded at airports, airport hotels across the world. To discuss this issue, we're joined on the line by the spokesperson of the Department of International Relations, Lunga Ngqengelele. Lunga, thank you very much. Let's start with the foreign nationals who want to leave South Africa. The transport minister mentioned the German ambassador was being spoken to. Which other nations are organizing those arrangements, and where are the logistical arrangements?
Thank you, Francis, and good evening to the viewers. In as far as the Germans, they have made a special request, the government of Germany, to the government of South Africa, which has been agreed to, and therefore it is in that context that they will be able to be evacuating their people from South Africa. So it's a country by country kind of a discussion that we are having, similarly as we did with the Chinese as well, when we had to get our students in China to bring them back to South Africa.
Yeah. So when will they leave, and which other nations want to repatriate their citizens?
So far, I know of Germany that has requested, and its situation has been discussed, and they will be leaving tomorrow.
Okay, and how many? Who are these people? Were they business people in South Africa, students? What sort of people want to return home, and what were they doing here?
In the main, they were the people that were here on as part of tourists that were, of course, caught by this lockdown that the South Africa is under, and then a special arrangement has been made by the government of Germany to come and fetch them so that they can go back to Germany.
And we understand that SAA is involved. So all flights were stopped, regional, local, international, but apparently there is a special dispensation for SAA. Can you confirm that?
It will be the Department of Transport that will have detailed information in terms of all of this. So I'm not in a position to be able to confirm whether SAA is involved.
All right. And of course, SAA desperately needs the cash. I was going to ask you if this would bring in some money for the airline that's under business rescue. Now, what about South Africans trapped abroad after the operation from Wuhan into South Africa? I'm sure many others want to return home.
In that regard, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, Dr. Naledi Pandor, has requested all our missions across the world to start collating data in terms of the number of people that are stuck at the airports and in the cities, so that we are able to have a clear picture of the numbers that will then assist the government to be able to take decisions. In addition, we are, as the missions, working with the people that we already know, providing some of the consular services, including assisting them with the necessities that they need in some areas where we are able to reach to them. But it's something that we are working on as the Department of International Relations and Cooperation to make sure that they come back home safe.
Well, how quickly could this all happen, Lunga?
I'm hopeful that as late as Wednesday this week, that the Minister of International Relations will be able to make a statement in terms of what will happen to the South Africans that are stuck across the globe.
And tell us about these South Africans. So are they tourists like the Germans who were stuck here, or like in Wuhan, they were students, people living there, but they wanted to come home? Are we going to give South Africans living abroad that right to say we want to return home if they are in a lockdown situation as well?
It's a variety of people. Some are people that are working overseas who are finding themselves, for instance, at the airports, as we closed our airports here, and they are no longer able to come back home. And others are people that are students who have been studying in other parts of the world and are affected by the lockdown in those countries. So we have quite a number of them across the board. And it's the people that we are actually trying to assist at the moment. As they are South Africans and as government of South Africa, we have a responsibility in terms of making sure that they are safe where they are.
All right, so it sounds like we can get information in just a few days. Thank you very much. That was spokesperson for the Department of International Relations, Lunga Ngqengelele. All right, that was the bottom line. That's a wrap of your business news. Sporting action up next. Good night from me.